A common question I get asked is, do I need an LLC for every single rental property? In today's video, I'm gonna teach you everything you need to know about LLCs and rental properties. And if you are new to the channel, my name's Justin You're, real estate investor and entrepreneur here in Las Vegas. I've made hundreds of videos teaching people about real estate, and the goal of this channel is to help you grow your money and mindset. Also, if you want to see more personal content, follow me on Instagram at Justin You're. Now, first of all, I want to say that, full disclaimer, I am not an attorney, so I don't have any right at all to give you any type of legal advice. So if you want a more in-depth answer about whether or not you should get an LLC for every single rental property, I highly encourage you to speak to an attorney. But I'm just gonna give you my perspective and my opinions on kind of all of that stuff. So that's just a big disclaimer, first of all. And before I get into it, let me just fully explain what an LLC even is. So the term LLC, it's an abbreviation for limited liability company. And it's basically a business entity. So it's like essentially a company that you can form to protect your personal assets. So the main reason why these people form LLCs is to protect their personal assets. So for example, let's say you are doing business as a business owner, whether you're in real estate or not, but let's say you do not have an LLC and you're operating in your personal name. So let's say you're making these offers, maybe you're a real estate investor and you're making offers under your personal name. You're doing business, you're trying to flip houses, or you're trying to buy rentals, or do whatever as a full-time real estate investor in your personal name. Now, if someone were to ever sue you, and they're suing your personal name, meaning if they were to win a lawsuit against you, they basically can sue and get your assets. So they can sue you and essentially try to take your personal bank account or your whatever personal assets that you have, like cars, like whatever you own under your name, because that's what you're operating under. So now on the opposite side of the spectrum, let's say you actually do have an LLC. So you have a company, you formed an entire company for your real estate investing operation. You're making offers in your company, you're buying houses in your company, and let's say you get sued. So if someone sues your LLC, instead of suing your personal name, that means they can still come after the LLC's assets. So whatever you own in that LLC, whatever bank account, whatever real estate properties you have in that LLC, but they cannot come after your personal stuff. So they can't come after your personal bank account that you use to fund your family expenses, or your personal car, whatever you own in your personal name. They can't come after that stuff because that's what the LLC is for, it's protection. That's why they call it a limited liability company, because when you operate in the company, your personal name has limited liability. You're not liable to anything that you get in trouble for like legal stuff. And now that you know what an LLC is, the next question becomes, should you even get one to operate your real estate investing business? Now, it might seem like it's important to get one, but honestly, not everyone needs to get it, at least right away. And keep in mind, I'm saying that from my perspective, not an attorney's perspective. Any attorney probably would tell you, get it right away. Now, here's my perspective and my personal opinion. This is kind of what I did. And if it works for me, might work for you. If not, doesn't matter. But basically, when I was getting started as a real estate investor, I bought, I think, one or two deals under my personal name. And I was completely fine with that because honestly, I was kind of just testing the waters. I wanted to see if real estate investing was made for me, like if I can actually do that for the long term. And after a couple deals, I realized, okay, if I keep buying more properties, the chances of me getting sued goes up and up and up. And if I were to get sued, I just wanted to make sure that I was gonna be sued in my LLC's name and not my personal name. So for the first couple deals, it was entirely in my name, and I think that's perfectly okay. Like, I don't think it's worth getting an LLC to buy a rental property if it's your very first deal, unless you know for sure that you're gonna be doing this full time for a long, long time. If you know that for sure, get the LLC up front. But for me personally, I wasn't sure at the start. Like, I had a pretty good idea that I liked real estate, but I wanted to do some type of business and buy some homes before getting an LLC, because you can't. It's not like if you don't have an LLC that you can't buy houses. You completely can, and I did it myself, and that's what worked for me. Now, I'm just saying, an attorney might say something different, and actually, believe it or not, my very first attorney who helped me kind of figure out what to do, he actually recommended me to do that exact same thing. So I had maybe one rental property at a time, and I went to an attorney and I asked him, hey, should I even get an LLC right now? Like, if I'm gonna be buying another property this next year, like, what do you recommend? And he just told me, like, you know, as you get a little bit more properties, it starts to become a lot more worth it to get an LLC to protect the assets that you do have. So that was his recommendation to me. Another attorney might recommend something else different, but that's just kind of how I did it. and I thought it might be beneficial for you to hear. And now the question is what you came here for. Do you need an LLC for every single rental property? The quick and easy answer is no. You don't need an LLC for every single property, nor do I recommend that. Now, I don't even know attorneys who recommend that, but basically how I do it is I have one LLC to run my entire real estate investing operation. So in this LLC, I do my house flips, I do my wholesale deals, and I do my rental properties. That being said, I'm not doing crazy business. Like, I'm not doing hundreds of deals a year. So it's not like I have 50 deals in an LLC at once. Like, at that point, I don't really know what to tell you. Like, I don't know what best advice to give you is, because I've never hit that level just yet. But at my level, you know, doing 12 deals or so, I just have one LLC for everything real estate investing related. I mean, I know a lot of other friends of mine, they do have an LLC for like their house flipping operation because they do so many deals. And then they have an LLC for their holdings. So basically all their rental properties, commercial buildings, or commercial building might be separate, but like they have an LLC for the long-term holds and they have an LLC for the fix and flipping or the wholesaling, because they're kind of two separate business models. But for me, it's not like I'm doing crazy business, so that's what I do. And if that helps you, then perfect. That's just how I did it. I'm not here to say which is the best, which is the worst, but in my opinion, you don't need to worry about getting an LLC for every single property. In my opinion, that's just a waste of money. It's a huge waste of money, because every LLC you do have to get, you have to pay something every single year to keep the LLC. Now, depending on whatever state you're in, the amount that you pay annually, it does differ. Like in California, I think right now, it's $800 a year for an LLC formation. Well, in other states, they're a lot cheaper. It really depends on where you're at and what you're comfortable with. If you really want to protect yourself, then sure, I mean, go ahead, get an LLC for every single rental property. I just personally don't think it's worth it. Another thing I really want to note is just that I've never been sued yet. Like, I haven't been sued, so I guess I haven't really gone through the entire process to really tell you, what's the best option, because I'm sure once I get sued, and maybe I see the drawbacks or the benefits of having LLCs for specific properties, that's when I'll probably be able to give you a much, much better answer as far as like what the best way is. But as far as right now, I can only tell you what I've done and what's worked for me. Also, if you want help to grow your real estate business, whether you're brand new or if you already got deals under your belt, click on the link in the description below, fill out the application, and someone from my team will reach out to you. Peace.